What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And we are back at it again, answering your questions in another installment of For the Greater. Couldn't turn Super Saiyan, guys.
Happy third day of 2017. I hope it's going as well for you as it is for everybody else, I guess. Okay. You guys send your questions. We answer them in these videos. This is a video series that we come out with every Monday and Tuesday. It's called what we just called it.
For the Greater Wa.
And the way that you get your question answered is you just comment down below, put question, followed by your question, and then we answer those first. So this awesome, cool question came from Shark Wolf Connor. He has a
Shark Wolf? That sounds badass.
Well, he has a picture of a furry, so... At least it looks like a furry.
Hey,
he has a really good question, though. He asks, what is the normal life of a Psyker? So, we could break down into two ways. So, like, let's say you, Mr. Connor, or Mr. What is it?
Shark Wolf.
Mr. Shark Wolf, you are born and you are just a regular Joe, nothing special about you, but you have psychic abilities. What's going to end up happening is you're going to slowly develop those psychic abilities throughout your life. Someone in the Inquisition is going to pick up on that shit. And depending on what type of psychic abilities you have, odds are you're going to be taken in by the Inquisition and sent on a black ship. Yeah, the black ship. A black ship is basically the Inquisition's transport that they use to gather Psykers to send back to Terra to get sacrificed to the Golden Throne to keep powering the Golden Throne. So in other words, you're going to be sacrificed. Now let's say that you have a psychic ability that allows you to defend yourself when the Inquisition is coming to get you. You're going to be seen as a what's it called? Heretic. Mutant. You're going to be considered a mutant. So you will be killed on the spot by the Inquisition, by the... what are those RoboCop motherfuckers?
RoboCops? The, RoboCops, I don't know.
Yeah, well, those guys. The Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd.
Dudes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, but they'll kill you, because you're a threat.
You're deemed hereticus.
Now, let's say you get lucky and you develop a psychic ability that you can hide. Now you don't have to worry about the people around you. You have to worry about the warp. Because the warp, there's these things inside the warp. If you check out our demon entity or warp entity videos, there's these little like flies that actually are drawn to psychic people in real time. They're in the warp and they want to exit the warp into real space by coming out of your mind. So they're burrowing. They're like insects that burrow seeds into your head that hatch and they come out, and they're flies that kill the Psyker. They make them go mad. So that's gonna happen to you, or you would just be possessed by a
demon or something.
So let's say though that you were born into wealth. You're born into nobility. Odds are you're already going to be part of an entire family of known Psykers. So you're going to be an astropath, you're going to be a navigator, you're going to be, any other librarian type of shit, right? So in that case, you're either going to be sent off for the Space Marines. They might make you a librarian if you're psychotic enough, or you're going to become a sanctioned Psyker. You're going to help the Imperium by becoming an astropath, being chained to a ship for the rest of your life, only seeing the light that is the Astronomica. Or you might be a navigator, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, basically. We tell people where not to go because there's a warp storm coming and all that shit.
Yeah, but if you're a navigator, you're going to have a third eye. It's going to appear right here. If you're lucky. Everything else is going to be the same. Some navigators are deformed. They're like gross. In that case, you're going to be hidden away in the ship. You won't be able to talk to anybody except your servants, which are probably going to be servitors. So that's a pretty sad life.
Yeah, it's not easy being a Psyker in 40K, unless you're like a Space Marine, because they pretty much can do whatever they want.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the that's the normal life of a Psyker.
That's the gist of things.
That's the outcome of a Psyker. I'm not gonna tell you like their day-to-day lives because you can guess that, I guess.
They watch TV, you know, Lazy Town.
Yeah, basically. Do you know that Lazy Town girl is a porn star?
Really?
No, it's a lie.
I'm about to say, time to bust out my Robbie Rotten shirt and gear.
I think Robbie Rotten's dead.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah. All right, next question.
This one's by Giant Douche, which is what you were when you said Robbie Rotten was dead.
Yeah, he might not be dead. I'm not sure.
Oh, if he is.
One of the Lazy Town people, they're dead.
Is it Lazy Town?
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you know who Robbie Rotten is, let us know in the comments down below. This one's by Giant Douche, like I said before. What would happen if Lorgar never turned traitor? Would the heresy have been prevented?
Probably not.
Even though he was a huge part of basically chaos spreading and all that.
He was a huge douche.
Yeah, he was. Because he was like, yeah, the God Emperor, he's a god, and praise him. And he didn't want to listen when the Emperor was like, no. So we got their city destroyed. But anyway, if you want to learn facts on Lorgar, we've got a 3-part 40 facts on him, so check it out. It's pretty cool. But anyway, if he was never, you know, turned over to chaos, his disciples, a bunch of his leaders in his own legion were already tainted, and they were secretly spreading it even when he wasn't 100% devoted to chaos. So what would have still happened, he probably would have been one of the first people killed, since they'd be like, oh, our own Primarch's not converting, we've got to, you know, get him out of the picture. So he'd either be killed, or he'd either be one of the survivors to, you know, fight against his own legion, which in my opinion would make him that much more cooler. But yeah, I think it would have
be
still,
like Kurz.
yeah, like kind of like Conrad. But in my opinion, it still would have happened nonetheless.
Yep. Next question comes from JW New 24. Could one of the Emperor's male descendants become a Space Marine? Thanks, guys. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Thank you. So can they become, if the Emperor, if that was canon, because I don't think it's canon anymore, but if it was, can they become Space Marines? I would say no. I don't think they would want to make them Space Marines, because like you have to be a Space Marine before you hit puberty. If the Emperor did have children, they were probably like during the I could from the Dark Crusade. No, not the Dark Crusade, the Great Crusade, right? But like it would be known.
Yeah, like you'd have to, like, because they take genetic testing and they do all this bunch of tests before you actually become a Space Marine, to make sure that your body can handle it and whatnot. So if they found out this kid and he was like, oh shit, this dude's like the best Psyker kid ever.
Oh no, he's a blank.
Well, yeah. If he's a blank, then they'd probably still make him a Space Marine or something. There's light. See, it's the Emperor trying to warn us to keep his children on the low.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer the question, I think the Emperor would step in and be like, hey, don't make my child into a Space Marine because of this for this. Yeah.
But I mean, that also is like, if he was a Space Marine, would it be as powerful as like a Primarch? I don't know. That's something to think about.
I think that's part of the reason why it was retcon, because it murks the waters when you look at the past and then you find out there's children. The Emperor had children. What the fuck? Anyways, next question.
All Might, are there any dinosaurs in 40K? I don't know why, but that just would be cool.
There sure is. The Rough Riders ride dinosaur-like creatures. There's also dinosaur-like creatures that the Imperium uses as cattle, or like cattle.
Yeah, they farm them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what craft world, but there is a craft world that has dinosaurs. So you got like Aldar riding dinosaurs wielding like bright lancers.
Yeah. So yeah, there's Giant Douche. What is your favorite Space Marine Legion out of the original 18?
So a successor legion, basically.
No, out of the...
yeah.
So
on the...
Yep. This is always changing for me, but right now I'm going to say Imperial Fists.
I will go with the Thousand Suns.
Why? Just watch all of our other videos.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Thousand Suns are all psychically powerful, and it's cool.
Next question comes from Daniel Bain. Unless you have one.
No, go for it.
I bought Dark Vengeance recently. I'm not sure which army to build. Up first to... Oh, so he doesn't know what to build. Up first to 1850 points. So he likes Space Marines, but Crimson Slaughter sounds great. But like the Dark Angels Terminators, paint-wise, can you help me decide? So between Chaos and Space Marines, I would say do both. Shit.
Yeah, why not? But if you just had to pick one, I'd say Chaos, because you have more diversity. Because you don't just have to use Chaos Space Marines, you could add some demons into it. Again, there's a lot more models to choose from than just the Space Marine side.
I agree. Go Chaos for your first 1850, because you're going to get there a lot quicker with more diversity. Mm-hmm. Yep. Next question.
This is by ChewToy63. End time scenarios for the Imperium. Also, could you not use any orc ones since they're kind of easy? So,
End times for the Imperium?
Yeah.
So, I got one.
Go for it.
The Emperor dies, and then Chaos invades Terra, and then Ultima becomes the new Terra, and they have to fight all these chaotically possessed High Lords, and somehow you tie everything else into it. I don't know. And then it turns out that it was actually the Harlequins who killed the Emperor, but not because they were. I don't know. I got nothing. I ran out of steam halfway through.
Let's see what comes out of my head. So the Black Crusade is successful. They break through Cadia. They break through all these other planets, and they land on Terra. There's another huge battle, and just as the Chaos Space Marines break the doors of the Holy Palace, Abaddon steps out with his demon sword, and just as he's about to strike the Emperor, he disappears. Dust. And then they're like wondering what the hell's going on. So they turn around, and behind him is the Emperor reborn, and they have a second battle. But since the Emperor is such an OG, he kills Abaddon, and he finds out that Abaddon was actually a reincarnation of the Emperor's son's mom's dad. And I ran out of steam, so I don't know, guys. Give us time.
That would be really fun to write our own end time fanfics.
I think I'm gonna start on that tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for asking that.
Yeah, you just let our our juices explode.
Yes, that's sexual. We just jizzed a little.
Slanesh, this is all for you.
Ivor Forkbeard says, how is that cabal looking to stop chaos kind of disappear after the Horus Heresy? So how is that cabal looking to stop chaos kind of disappear after the Horus Heresy? Which one?
I'm not.
So before the Horus Heresy, there's a cabal looking to stop chaos.
Oh, I think you're talking about like the one where it was like the Eldar. No, wasn't that the Illuminati?
No, the Illuminati was after the Horus Heresy.
Then yeah, it was like the Eldar, and there's like a John Grammaticus was in it, and there's a bunch of other alien races. If that's what it is,
I'm not sure.
But anyway, what was he asking about that?
So what happened to that cabal?
They're still, as far as I know, they're still there, and they're like leading key players along the lines of like what to do next. I think there's a part of their story continues in the Death Mask. It was that box set that came out with the Death Guard and the Eldar. So I'm not sure, but I think that has something to do with it. So it's leading towards the end of times, if that is the case.
Thor Clauses says, does the Imperial truth still exist somewhere in the Imperium, or have they completely abandoned it? That's a good question.
As far as I know, they're all pretty much on the notion of the God Emperor, and they've kind of replaced the Imperial truth with that. But who knows?
Yep. I think if anything, it would be Space Marines who still hold on to the golden or to the Imperial truth, because most Space Marine chapters understand that the God Emperor is not really a god. He is a very, very strong and powerful human Psyker, but he's not a god. Only like the Zealot Space Marine chapters believe that he's a god, like the Black Templars and whatnot. Next question comes from Mika Java, unless you have one.
Oh, I think that you'll like this one. This is by Fruit Loops. What would happen if the orcs got their hands on Webway technology and somehow managed to know how to use it?
They would break it.
Yeah. Yeah. They'd figure it out, but they wouldn't do much.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Mikana Jabba says, "Why are you on your phone during a YouTube video?" Because that's how we read the questions.
Yeah. We need to get like a teleprompter or something. That way we can just read them right in front.
Yeah. We need a servo skull to
There you
appear.
go.
Virtual Holocaust. Question. No, the Emperor is a lighthouse for the Astronomicon, right? So the Emperor is like a lighthouse for the Astronomicon, yes. Well, the Astronomicon is the lighthouse. And it like shoots out, but it's being powered by the Emperor.
The Emperor, yeah.
Next question.
D. Wilkinson. Did humans colonize other moons and planets in the solar system besides Mars and Luna? Yes.
Saturn.
They were a galactic empire
Neptune.
so they basically had their whole solar system, on lock. But, Men of Iron and all that shit.
Even though they still do. Like
Yeah.
right now in the Imperium they do. In the 40K timeline. Yeah. It was the Age of Strife that like broke them all up.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is. Alright, next question. Last question.
Let's see if we can find a good one.
I have a one from Wolf of England. If you guys could be anything in 40K aside from chaos gods in your own right, what would you choose and why?
If we can be anything, I would be the loincloth to the goddess Slanesh. Because I could finally see what's under there.
A penis and a vagina, because she's a hermaphrodite.
Right, but is it like side to side? Is it one morphing into the other? Or like, is it both combined into like a brand new type of genitalia?
Alright. I would be an orc war boss, because orc war boss. If I believe something had happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you have it, guys.
Thank you guys so much for sending those questions our way. Now there's going to be a Patreon exclusive for the Greater Wall where we get more awesome responses like that one. So please help us out on Patreon. It's a simple $1 a month, and it helps us create more videos for you guys.
And as always, I am the Sound Alchemist, sitting here next to
Gershwin.
and we are One Mind Syndicate, signing out.